So how can I launch the MAXSURF applications? Well, either from the start menu as normal, or you can double click the appropriate file. So they're color coded. The blue one has the extension MSD, which is the main, and that will launch in Modeler. The stability is orange, and that has the extension HMD, and if you double click on that, it will launch the stability module. Similarly for structure, multiframe, and the shape editor. So now we'll look at navigating through the MAXSURF applications, look at some of the common windows, some of the common menus and toolbars, data tables and graphs. So if I go back to MAXSURF, for instance, here I've loaded a sample model, and you'll see there's four main views of the vessel. A perspective view, I'll maximize these. So a perspective view, we can switch through these views using the toolbar. A plan view, looking at the boat from the bottom. Profile view, looking at the boat from the side. And a body plan view, looking at the boat from astern. We also have a number of toolbars that are common to the different applications. And one feature that's common within all the applications is if you right click in a blank toolbar area, you can choose all the toolbars you wish to view. So within the views, you can use the zoom, shrink, zoom to extents, pan, and in the perspective view, the rotate. So to zoom, I simply click on the zoom icon and then select the area I wish to zoom in on. And to shrink, it just shrinks by a factor of 2. I can zoom to the approximate extents of the window, and I can also pan the model and drag it around to see a different part of it. If I go to the perspective view, the view direction can be controlled by these sliders to rotate about the different axes, or you can use the virtual trackball to give you the same sort of effect. Instead of having to use the toolbars, you can also use the mouse. So I can zoom in and out by rotating the mouse wheel, zoom in and zoom out, and it will actually zoom in on the cursor location. So if as I move the cursor, I can zoom in on different parts of the model. Pan the model by pushing down the mouse wheel and dragging. With the shift button and the mouse wheel pressed down, press shift first and the mouse wheel, I can access the virtual trackball. I can also change the colours of the lines that are used to draw the model. This is also in the view menu. And here you'll see, first of all, I have 2 palettes, a dark background colour, which I've got at the moment, or a lighter background colour where all the other colours are also changed. So I can change each colour individually and also change the line thickness that's used. So for instance, the edges at the moment are shown in black with a thickness of 2 pixels. I can increase that to 3 if I wanted to. And there's also bonded edges, which is shown as in a slight grey colour and currently 1 pixel. If I can increase that to 3 pixels, now you can see these lines are a bit fatter. If I wanted to change to the light palette, I can. If I don't like the default colours with the dark background, I can change to palette 2, which has a number of default colours but with a light background. I can also change the font size, so I can make it 14, bold for instance, and you'll see this text is now bigger, and also here. Some of the other common windows that we have in all our applications are data windows. So for instance here, you can resize the columns by dragging the column divider here, or multiple columns can be set to the same width in the same way. We have quite a few different options. We can do sorting by double clicking, so that's sorting from the lowest one. It depends which table. Some tables have the sorting disabled. If I double click again, it will sort by the largest, decreasing, and if I double click again, it goes back to the standard order. There's also a number of options available through the context menu with right click. If I make a selection, I can go for copy. If I had some data, I could paste. I can also fill down, which will copy the top value down to the other values. It's very similar to Excel, and also you can copy data and paste in data from Excel. Many of our applications also have a graph window, and there's some particular features about the graph window. Again, we can change the colors and the font. So if I want to make the font a bit bigger, I can change that. There's also a number of different options here, so you'll notice a legend, so I've got that turned on. It's overlaid, but I can also make it in its own particular area. I can change the font and the position of the legend. Some curves have extra labels, and I can turn these on and off, and as we've seen, we can change the font and also the colours, and we can also change the line thickness if desired. And there's some further graph options which at the moment are just for the approximate number of axis markers. So if I wanted to reduce that, maybe. Another feature with the graph is that we're able to click on a line within the graph and drag the cursor. You'll see here this dot is following the line, and this reads out the value of the position of the cursor. Another thing we can do is if we want to access all this data in a tabular format, you can just double click, and here we have all the data that's plotted in the graph. So the X and Y values of this yellow shaded area. And these data here are actually just these vertical lines that are drawn at the perpendicular and the midships.